And get up the music. And turn on the mic. Whew. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. I did not start my meditation music, but howsoever, I am going to take 2 minutes if I have to count 60 seconds twice, because this day has been challenging up until live. Welcome. Breaths I have had to take, even while just trying to go live. Woo! I'm gonna take 2. I gotta breathe through. Give me a minute. I ain't gonna put my glasses on my shirt tonight. That would be larceny. I'm gonna keep them down in my lap when they're not on my face. So I'm gonna take this 2 minutes. I'm gonna put the mic down as well, because I don't need nothing in my hands while I'm taking this 2 minutes. Welcome. This 2 minutes would usually be to root chakra music. That's what it was supposed to be to. But I didn't get that far. I had technical difficulties before I came on. I was gonna get my music up. But I'm here. I had a long day. I'm a little tired, but it's all good. So give me like 2 minutes, y'all. Join me if you choose to. right. The Bluetooth is on. Turn off the Bluetooth. Oh my God. This is really weird. Really, really weird. My whole broadcast failed. Wow. I had to bring Facebook back up. Because I have to go live on Facebook. It's a must. It's a must. I don't know what's going on. But you know what? It's going to be alright. Just give me a minute. That 2 minutes did a whole lot when I say that my heart rate was pounding by the time I sat down, and I kept it all together because I'm running late and I don't like to run late. I'm 30 minutes late. I'm supposed to be here at 10 o'clock. Let's turn this Bluetooth off first and foremost. So there's that. That could be why the internet was failing, because the Bluetooth was interrupting, I guess, maybe. Okay, so let me go back to Facebook. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome yet again. Man, oh man, oh man. This is Sylvie414, y'all. And I am Sylvie, the rough edge lady. And today's word of the day for me has been patience. Yeah, we're not talking about patience. We're talking about delusional, like we was last week. But today's word of the day for me has been patience. Right up until right now. But my heart rate didn't start pounding again. But I was going to do that 2 minutes with or without that music, because I needed it. Oh my goodness, did I need it? I hope y'all have had a great day. I have had my day been good. It's just been long. Anybody who follow me, like if you just my Facebook friend, you don't know. But if you follow me, you might know about Sylvie's adventures on the bus. So Sylvie been bussing all day. All day. I had to go handle some things and some stuff. And that just, I didn't get back here until like almost, I got back here at 5 o'clock. I got back here at 5 o'clock, and I've been going, preparing ever since then. I was not fully prepared today, and I take full responsibility for that. But I am here anywho. I am here anywho, you guys. And today, we're going to talk about delusional. And you know what? Yeah, we did. We did start talking about it last week. We sure did. But the reason that I started speaking about delusional was because I had spoke about it on a previous live, and then following my previous live, I heard it like 4 different times on 4 different podcasters that I watch. And so I'm like, okay, like delusional it is, then delusional it is. Um, but I still, you know, today want to talk about the shadow, because the shadow, and I ain't gonna say it's gonna bring us back to delusional, but I have not gone into the archetypes yet. I'm just really still talking about the shadow as a whole. So once I start breaking down the 8 archetypes, like, yeah, delusion might get hit. Some of, accountability is probably going to get hit. Everything that I've gone over, it's probably going to be in those 8 archetypes. And like when I start on Wikipedia. I'm not even gonna lie, but I don't leave my research up to just Wikipedia alone. I like to know what Wikipedia has so I can know what may be true on Wikipedia in comparison to other websites or not. I'm gonna grab my water because it is in here, and I never took a sip. Okay. I needed to wet my whistle. I be singing the wrong songs, I think. I mean, it is what it is. It just be the songs that be coming around, but I only sing the part that needs to be sung. I don't go into the parts that don't need to be sung. Um, but yeah, what my, I'm sorry. Oh yeah. Oh, but anywho, let me finish that first. So, I'm going to talk about the shadow a little more. I'm going to talk about the root chakra a little more because all of this ties in together, and I wasn't trying to tie it in because I wasn't even planning on talking to you about the shadow. Excuse me. Yeah, the shadow was just for me, but the root tied into the shadow, and anema tied into the shadow, and so yeah, go figure. And so here we are. Um, but I didn't give credit to the lead attorney. I said Willie D, Lovely, and Storm, but lead attorney talked about delusional as well. Um, excuse me, y'all. I ate onions and acid reflux. I like onions. Acid reflux don't really like a lot of onions. But I had hamburgers and rice and gravy, and I had onions and mushrooms. Not onions and mushrooms, onions and garlic in my hamburgers and gravy. Yes, homemade gravy. I don't do that jar stuff. I don't do that jar stuff. Homemade gravy. But anywho, I have some crazy news about my tripod. Um, and just like I said, you know, hands, here they go. Rough edge. I broke my tripod. Some more. We know my tripod was broken. Last week when I started my live, I was trying to get the shadow of the light out of my phone just to make it work because it bends forward like that. So I was trying to bend it backwards a little bit and I was going to tape it. And as I was bending it backwards a little bit to get ready to tape it, it cracked. Howsoever, that joker is straight as a bone now because it cracked and I was able to tape it like this. Crafty, isn't it? But I also proclaimed my new and improved. So yeah, but for now, she is working and working writer. Probably, if there could be one like that, that would be nice. If it was made where it could adjust in those positions, that would be nice. There probably is. I don't know. I'm just starting these things, humble beginnings, humble beginnings. I got tape and puppy holes. Tape and puppy holes. It's all good, Mia. I am here. So before we go into, because I ain't gonna be up here long for real. But before we go into like delusional, I just wanted to go ahead and speak some things about the shadow, the root, and anema. I posted a post about anema earlier today. Anema is for men, and anemas is for women. And the more that I go into study, the more that I believe that is pertinent to our well-being to balance these areas. The shadow, all of them call for balance. The chakra, anema, they all call for balance. Neither of them call for totally. They all call for balance or somewhere in the realm of it. You should not be even somewhere in the realm of totally. Mm-mm. So, to continue, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you feel the need to like and share, I would definitely appreciate a like and a share. And if you don't, I am glad that you're here anyway. So starting with the shadow, I'm going to be posing some questions that, if it's something that you feel the need to take in, take it in. If you don't feel like it's you, let it bounce off. Are you aware of yourself? Do you accept yourself? Are you compassionate with yourself? If any of those are answer no, you should be doing some shadow work. You should be doing some shadow work. And I have said before, I am not a psychologist. If your traumas are deep, my suggestion is always going to be to seek out a professional. But I do study. And the more that I go on, the more that I study and the more that I plan to. So yeah, those are 3 questions that you can ask yourself to determine whether you need some shadow work, because the article I was reading, I've been reading the same article for the last 2.5 weeks since I started on shadow work, or prior to starting to get prepared for the first week. And it states that shadow work is both therapy and spiritual. That's a great thing. Healing. Can't beat that with a bat. Can't beat that with a bat. I'd say. Let me talk to y'all about something else real quick before I go on with the shadow work, because I promise I'm not going to be here long. I don't even have a lot of podcasts. It was a podcast I was supposed to watch that I did not, but I am going to watch it because I was thinking it might have been made, because it looked like it's on some old Kevin Samuels type of stuff, but I believe it's going to be in a balanced way that's going to help Sylvie However, last week, let me preface this statement. There are a lot of things, and I've said this on this platform before, there are a lot of things that I have seen, felt, been told, or taught growing up that stuck with me. I said the name of the company that I work with was one of those, reading Proverbs 30 for years and years and years, on top of years and years and years. That name stuck out to me. And so after I began to work for the company, it was a chain of events that led me to go and look it up. And I was like blown when I looked it up. So what I'm about to say is one of those things, as shallow as it may seem. It's one of those things. Um, Last week I decided, before I go there, I decided that when I went, when I was on the job, that I would put my little eyelashes on. I was the manager at McDonald's, so I said I'd put my little eyelashes on. You know, if I didn't do my highlight and everything, I make sure my eyelashes was on. Eyelashes, you know. Make no, not on lips though. I might do my highlight sometimes, but every day I made sure my eyelashes was on. That was on the job. This, my dear hearts, is work. It's the beginning of this work. It's something I love already. It's something I believe I've been called to do. It's something that the Bible said to me by way of David. See, the Most High spoke to me through a lot of men. I ain't saying they want no women, but a lot of men is in the Bible, so spoke to me through a lot of men. So, you know, David was good looking, and David had one of the best of hearts. And I'm not saying I have the best heart, but I can say one of the best if I choose, because I believe I do have one of the best. But then I got a word that said to use my good looks and my beauty. And while I do not, at this particular time in life, have to have on makeup, work calls for it. This is where I go back to telling you how I've been hearing or feeling this for years. Most of my, probably back into my teenage years, knowing that you had to wear makeup on TV. And this is like TV. When there's no makeup on, it don't come across the same. I'm just being honest. But again, I'll say, you can run through my videos and understand that with or without it, because I'd be coming on without it. I am the one that said that I did the Instagram reel about being able to slay one day. And look, homeless the next. It is what it is. And sometimes I fall somewhere in between. But at this point in my life, I understand me. I understand. Look, this is one of my shirts that are in the making, Lord, y'all. And it's in the making. It's time. Nah, I ain't never did this before. But when I get finished with them, they gonna be real cute. They already cute. They gonna be real cute. But anywho, yeah, makeup just make it come across better. So last week I just decided to do my eyelashes and put on some lip gloss, and it was different. And just like I said, I don't have to have on any makeup. I'm good with me, barefaced. But for the best intents and purposes of what I'm doing here and what I believe that I was led to do, And this ain't even the full face. I don't have no foundation on. I don't have no eyeshadow on. So I be simple. So you might catch us some real Slade from time to time. Real Slade, real Slade. But yeah, on the most, some highlighter. I do my eyebrows and my eyes, and I'm learning all this stuff. I learned all this stuff from a baby. I just started doing me some blush again because I just wanted to be a little rosy about my cheeks. You know, a little rosy about my cheeks. Um, yeah, and my lips. You know, that's it. I don't even contour or anything like that. All that gonna be for special occasions because it feels hot and I'm up here at 10 o'clock at night, and that's gonna be a lot. But I ain't gonna say it ain't gonna never happen, you know. But that's gonna be when I be that when I do that, I will be on practice my beat with some of these MUAs out here. Well, I have my own personal MUA really, but she makes me go to YouTube because she don't always want to teach me stuff, but she be teaching me stuff though. She just showed me how to do this blush, so I'm not even gonna front on my baby. I know when I'm ready to put on the rest of it, she'll do it. So for real, I do have my own personal MUA, but she do be telling me to go to YouTube and just practice like when I'm not in her presence. So I ain't mad at that either. But yes, my baby slays. She got it from the best, and then and that's not a bragging tactic. All of my family wanted me to, do their makeup. It wasn't as intense back then, but we used to go out. I used to do makeup. I did my baby sister's makeup for her wedding. So yeah, I do a little something. I used to be a licensed cosmetologist. So okay. Anywho, let's get on with it. There's 8 benefits to doing shadow work. You become more confident. Confidence isn't in the way that you look. I just finished talking about that. Like some of my videos, they be a little rough. I be way more than Sylvie the rough edge lady in some of those videos. But it's all good. But it's not a look. Confidence is a vibe. It is a feeling. It is just everything about you exudes that you know you, that you love you, that you accept you. Because you're not going to be perfect. And if you're out there trying to be buddy, and even when you know you and love you and accept you and all those things, all people not. That's why it's self-work. That's why it's self-esteem and all that good stuff. And I had some verses from Proverbs 27 that I wanted to read. And in my rushing, I did not get them out of my phone. I'm going to read those next week. We're not going to be in Proverbs 27 next week. But I would suggest that you... one of them was iron sharpens iron. But the other ones were tied to a man being away from himself. Things like that. And I was tying that into delusion. And it was about 3 verses. I want to say it was verse 8, 9, and 10, or 7, 8, and 9. It was either go check out 6 through 10. Because 9 said that basically it was going to be a friend that was going to give you some good advice about being that way. Just call me your friend. We Facebook friends and followers, TikTok friends and followers, YouTube subscribers, Instagram followers. I come in peace, babe. I come with peace. I come in peace. I come to bring peace. I said, and I'll continue to say, we is on this journey together. Wholeness is necessary. Wholeness is necessary. Wholeness and confidence go hand in hand. The second benefit to shadow work is going to be creativity. Amazing hidden traits. Amazing hidden traits. If you're willing to do the work, you have no clue what you may find. Building better relationships. When you own your projection, because with shadow work, it says that one would project his darkness on others. And darkness not having to be a bad thing. But I think I said it last week. Things that I may have come through, like with my daughters, and it frustrated them. And I was looking at it like, I'm doing what's best for you. Didn't do it in a mean way, but it came across as overly critical. The things that I saw in myself that I may have changed, but wasn't being patient enough with them to allow them to change on their own. Things that I may still be working on, that I may see someone doing worse than me, meaning that I was putting levels on it. Things that I still struggle with. I may make somebody feel like because it's a struggle for me, it's a struggle for them. Might not be a struggle for them, might be. But they may not need to hear it from me. That's why the Most High told me to talk less. After I came out of my shut up season, the Most High still told me to talk less. So I do. I do. I talk a lot less. I can still talk softer. Why talk soft up here? This is all of it because the Most High wants me to. He wants me to do things in a much quiet fashion. And seeing as though I love Umi, wherever I catch Umi, on the mountaintops, at the gates, throw that wisdom my way. I catch it at this point. So once you stop putting your projections on other people, you'll lighten up on them. I lighten up on my daughter. I lighten up on some other people. People I love. A lot of people love me. I love a lot of people. But yeah, I lightened up on them. I have to be able to see myself. Benefit number 4, practice self-acceptance. You cannot accept yourself if you're not aware of yourself. Shadow work means you have to go inside. A lot of us don't feel like we're able to, don't want to, feel scared to find out what we might face. Some people, I was watching a podcast last night and it got on molestation, which we're going to talk about a little more, but I read one of the comments and she said that some people block what they go through because it's so bad. Absolutely. 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 Some people block it. We don't know what anybody goes through. Shadow work I ain't gonna say it will put that at the forefront of your mind, but you'll be more compassionate to the fact. It's not just going to teach you to be compassionate to yourself. Shadow work is going to teach you to be more compassionate to others. We're going to talk about that, about the platform in a little bit. So, benefit number 5, discover hidden talents that may be hidden under what you feel like is too dark a place to go. Just imagine that you're hindering a magnificent life for yourself because you don't want to self-evaluate. You have set in your mind that it's not worth it, you're not worthy, you just don't want to, you can't, which is, as long as you're able, you're able. I'm really, really proud of how that how this tripod is just sitting up. I broke it right. I broke that joker right, buddy. It's like a broken fire stick or unbroken fire stick, however you say it. But yeah, I broke that joker right. So benefit number 6, improve overall well-being. I said that at the beginning. This thing is about well-being, and I'm talking about even down to the physical, and I'm gonna talk about that too. And the only reason I don't have the Bible verses is because I ain't read it until right before I came on, really. And I had already taken my notes down on the notepad. I put it in my phone. I'm sorry, but the overall gist, you got it. So it says that it's going to help you take control of your wellness journey, starting at the root chakra, starting at the root of the issues, the problems, starting at the root. Going within, you are the root. You are the root. Number 7, increase compassion for others. Working on yourself will help you see and accept people as they are. Period. You really not going to have time. If you have time to see people any other way but how they are, it makes me wonder if you've done your self-work. I just. Number 8, better clarity on how your thoughts, feelings, and emotions make you act, how you act. Only you know how you act. I mean, people know how you act. But you with you. You know you better than no. Because you don't want to know you if you ain't self-evaluating. So scratch that. Somebody else might know you better than you if you ain't trying to look inside yourself. That's when we go to that common denominator thing. Now, there are those times when the common denominator has totally nothing to do with you or wrong, but if it's some self-evaluating sounding things, yeah. So you should always check for yourself in the common denominator. And most times I found that my common denominator means I need to self-evaluate, but I just recently found that a common denominator is not always about me. It can be about the other people. That's on my Margaret. Over the glasses on that one, it can be about the other people. To continue, let's move on to the root. More questions. Do you feel grounded, like connected to the earth? You are earth. You should feel connected to it. I got to get back physically connected to it. I'm not talking about physically for y'all unless y'all want to be feeling physically connected to the earth. I'm talking about physically connected for me. My hair just doing what it want to do. But, that's because it's still wet. It is what it is. I don't even know how. Well, it was up in ponytail when I was in the shower. But yes, do you feel grounded? Do you feel safe at home? Better yet, Do you feel safe in your own body? Are you connected to the earth? I think that one was similar to grounded, but all of that was in the article. I just posed them as questions, but it referenced being connected to the earth and feeling grounded, which means that those are two separate things. When you think about a root, you think about a tree. That's what I think about when I think about a root or a vegetable. Anything with a root, anything that has to grow out of the ground has a root. And if they are not planted deep enough, the production of whatever that root is, it's not going to be the best that it can be. I won't say that it won't grow. I won't say it won't produce, but it won't be at its best if it's not deep enough. It won't be at its best if it's too deep. I was raised by what you call them? I ain't gonna say agriculturalist, a landscaper. Mine has always been in the flowers. She has told me how to plant flowers and how to, like, the ones that you got to put in water to let the roots come out. I don't know them. I don't have no green thumb. She walked me through a peace lily that wound up having worms in it. Not for her, for me. But I know when I give me some space to put some plants this time around, they will be right. Because I learned from the best. And I will put it to use. And my baby's already done started ahead of me. But a root is going to, we done spoke about the root in the shadow. We talking about the root chakra, which is where you begin to balance all the chakras. I think this stuff is important. I think it's important. If you answer no to any of those questions, there is root work to be done. The root is going to give you energy to live daily and to accomplish physical achievements. So energy, are you lacking energy? I just threw that question in there for free. If you're lacking energy, you might think about doing some root work. The root from which true health and well-being and empower grows. I just said, if it's too deep, it ain't going to grow right. If it's not deep enough, it's not going to grow right. But if you get in there and get it balanced, true health and well-being and empowerment, let's get it. Let's get it. A balanced root is going to have you focused and present. It's going to focus on presence, because it said presence, and okay. It's going to have you stable and secure. It's going to give you healthy survival instincts. It's going to give you dependability, reliability, and responsibility. A sense of belonging that is not attached to people, but to self. Grounded, again, connected to self and others, ability to care for self. I see a lot of people speaking about self-care nowadays. And this is stuff that's been going on. I know a lot of people that's been doing into it for years, but I see a lot of people speaking about it nowadays. And this is something I've been doing for years. I just never called it any of this, and I still know that I have more to do. The chakras are new. The chakras are new. The numbers are newer. The shadow work, I've been doing some shadow work without knowing that I've been doing shadow work. The anema, I'm softening because I know that I was closer to totally. That is, you hit it only if the shoe fits, that you walking in your masculine energy. If you are totally or somewhere close to it, you need to be studying anemas. You need to look into some things. You need to do some shadow work because your anemas should be balanced as well. You should not be totally walking in masculine energy as a woman. Not so fast, man. Because y'all are the harder ones. We're going to talk about drive to live, not exist. Because my first thought wanted to think live or die. I would say live, not exist. Live, not exist. The root may correspond with the nerves that supply the organs of the pelvic cavity. Is that not the middle of your body? Balance. If your pelvic cavity is off and your root chakra does start at the tailbone of your spine, when you're meditating, and I didn't do that tonight, I didn't have on my root chakra music, but when you're meditating, you're supposed to be focusing on red, which is the color of the root, at the tailbone of your spine. Allow that light to get bigger. Look, I breathe some breaths down into some spots that, although I might feel it a little bit right now, around this time of night, I can't do this. 2 of my clients hit me. I ain't talked about that. 2 of my clients hit me. One hit me 3 weeks ago. One hit me last Thursday. I didn't go to the hospital 3 weeks ago. It stopped hurting and started hurting again last Tuesday. Told my aunt I was going to go to the hospital and then wound up hitting the same spot. Yeah. So, yeah, but it was affecting that. Like, I felt it move down my face because that second hit kind of swelled me up. So I felt it move down my face, but I can feel it. But I breathe through those spots. It was when I say I can't do that at night for the last 3 nights. But I've been taking ibuprofen, but I don't have none. I gotta go get some. Yeah, so if it's imbalanced, you're gonna have a difficulty sleeping, which I do, and I know plenty of folks that do, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just speaking about myself, and if you care to grab hold. So there'll be constipation and bowel issues, weight gain or loss, weakened immunity, fatigue, issues in the lower body. This one hit me hard. Issues in the lower body, including back, legs, feet. I got keys, but it's supposed to be knees. I have every last one of those issues. And I have always said, my sister says it's a spiritual thing. Did I just not say that this work was spiritual and therapy? I have every last one of those issues in a major way. I was just telling somebody at the bus stop, I don't talk about my pain. I don't. I wear it because it's mine. Some of it I may have done. Some of it I didn't. Some of it I had absolutely nothing to do with. But I have issues in all of those areas. And the base of the spine. Yeah, that one as well. So now we're going to move on to anema and anemas. Transcending the persona, psyche, Jung's theory states that anema and anemas are the 2 primary anthropomorphic, and that is I can barely say it. Anthropomorphic. 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 Attribution of human traits to non-human entities. It states that it's something that is innate in human psychologists or psychology and of the unconscious mind. So it states that the other archetypes are more animalistic, but it states that the anema and the anemas is more than the personal psyche. It goes to the unconscious mind, not the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind. And that's what I was going to say about the men. Because you can't get a lot of men to understand that they have a feminine side, that they need to balance it, because if they hear feminine, they going to think gay. And so they rather just be hard and be man and they're not going to be feminine. But when you don't balance your anema, you're not as sensitive as you need to be, and you think that's okay, except we're going to talk about it. Said Jung believed that a male's sensitivity is often lesser or repressed, and therefore considered the anema one of the most significant autonomous complexes. Well-informed decision, autonomous. Balancing your anema, the most well-informed decision. We only talk about the men right now that a man can make. Anything other than balancing your anema is delusional. So if you choose to stay in delusions, sirs, because I come before you, just like I said, to speak to these women. But it is no way on God's green earth that I'm not going to talk to you as well. I'm not going to Kevin Samuels you like that, because he had y'all walking around this joker thinking spoiled brats. And I got y'all back, I promise you. But I just need for you to see you too. Because if she see her and you don't see you, what kind of marriage would that still be? If he was talking about marriage, what kind of marriage would it be? Even to do enterprise. Because no, it ain't just about love. But even to do enterprise. What kind of marriage would it be if we can't effectively communicate? If we can't see ourselves? If you just seeing me and I'm seeing me, then all eyes on me? Yeah, no. Mm-mm. All eyes on me? Mm-mm. Live my life as okay. No, I don't want to start singing all these songs. Oh, it's balance. Just sing a little bit and leave the rest out. Anywho. Okay. So I said on the platform last night we were talking about, and I posted the video today. Because I was up there. We was talking about Beyonce and Aaliyah. I was watching Conscious TV, and he was doing the verses about Omarion and Mario. I can't stand when people call him Mario, but I mean, he only calls himself Mario. I don't think his name Mario. I think it's Mario. Anywho, he ended that live with one of his panelists. He calls the people that comes up his panelists, with one of his panelists stating that Aaliyah paved the way. And she did say paved the way, but I understood what she meant for Beyonce. And anybody that paves the way for anybody has somebody that paves the way for them, because we went as deep as that. We went back to Janet Jackson on the second show because I got on that panel. I posted the video today because I was sitting up there. I was on mute. You know, I try to keep myself on mute because I don't never know what my background noise might be. So Beyonce is singing Halo because I like Beyonce. I am an Aaliyah fan. I love Aaliyah. I love Beyonce music. I love most of Destiny's Child's music. But Beyonce got some music that I love. I'm not going to front on her. My thought process was Aaliyah can hold her own. Never that I understand the pave the way. I understand it. They were just trying to act like Beyonce would have drugged Aaliyah if Aaliyah was still. We can't say neither one of them have the best vocals. We stated that. We can't say where Aaliyah would have been. She's no longer here. But I do believe she would have been able to hold her own, and she would have given Beyonce competition. And Conscious TV wound up saying it. That's all I need to hear. Because at first they was just, she wouldn't have been no competition. But he said it. He said he don't like to use the word competition, but it is what it is. If Aaliyah being here would have kept her on her toes, because I just would like to know who here now keeps her on her toes. If you got an answer for me, please comment. Please comment. Please comment. Because I want to know who here in this day and time keeps Beyonce on her toes. He spoke in reference to if Aaliyah would have did this, Beyonce would have said she had to do this. And if Aaliyah would have did this, then Aaliyah would have did that. Because she held her own. They may have been in two different lanes, but I can see people is comparing them now that Aaliyah ain't here to defend herself. So I can see, because you can't tell what they was. And Aaliyah acts better than Beyonce, and they said that she looked better than Beyonce. That's to each his own. That's relative, but her acting better than Beyonce is not relative. Beyonce cannot act. It is what it is. Period. Point blank. Period. Pooh. She can't act. She ain't perfected that. She practiced to get her singing better, as Aaliyah was doing. Because they both perform dance. It ain't easy to dance and sing. Let me tell you why I know it ain't easy to dance and sing, because I do it. I walk and sing, not easy. I sing and ride the bike, even less easy. And let me tell you what's harder than that all, to rap while you're doing it. Try rapping and walking, rapping and riding your bike. Come back and comment on my video when you do. And let me know how that worked out for you. Because I've been doing it and walking for a long time. And when I started doing it and riding my bike, on no joke. So the conversation led us to molestation. I started it. I'll be transparent. I started it. But as we started speaking about molestation, we got into the Aaliyah trial and everything like that. And there was this dude up there. I'm not even gonna call his name because he was a cool dude, but he was up there, and you could hear in just his tone and his nonchalantness about the molestation of young girls, as if it was just something that they fathomed in their mind. Because I was talking about mine. And the way he was referring to me was if it was just something in my mind that I fathomed up. I didn't. I just said it on a public platform. That's lack or repressed sensitivity that he exhibited. And if you feel that way, because that takes me back to D.L. Hughley, excuse me, y'all, and Monique. I apologize. That takes me back to D.L. Hughley and Monique. Whether you thought she was right or not, if you look at the fact that, and before I go there was a podcast that said that there was turmoil that was in the house. I don't know how true that is, so I say allegedly. But you still have to ask the question, why would you just not believe your child? I don't care how old the child was. If it was a child the same age, if your daughter did not ask for that attention, no child, any age, should have forced the attention on her. So it makes me ask the question, how could there not have been at least an investigation immediately? I understand the concept of that being a friend. I'm going to assume that the father of the boy was a friend. But I understand that. But there has to be a repressed or lesser sensitivity in a man to question his daughter. And I don't even know where the mother was at in it. Maybe her Nemus is all. She might be too totally on the feminine side, because some of these high-valued men out here, D.L. Hughley and them, they need totally in the anemus area, and that's not healthy. But they're totally in anema. Whatever works, but it's not healthy. The research says it's not healthy. It's not healthy. If it's not your desire to be healthy, hey, go do you. But it say y'all need to get some sensitivity about yourself. That's all. That's all. And next, before I leave y'all real quick, this is why I titled this, Are We Delusional? Because men think they're okay and they're totally. Some women think they're okay and they're totally on either side. And I'm talking men on either side. I'm not just talking about the quote-unquote alpha male. There are men in there totally on the other end as well. I ain't gonna say whether you gay or not, but you in your totally. Because if it's one end of the spectrum, then there is another end. Come on over to balance. Come on, join us over here to balance. It ain't for everybody, but who it's for is for. Because if you're walking around questioning your children, because I wound up asking the man on the platform, what would you do if you had a daughter? He said, I guess you would have to change his tune. And when he said that, that sounded the most genuine. It sounded like I never thought about it like that. It sounded the most genuine of everything that he had said. Not genuine, but compassionate. Sounded the most compassionate, because he was showing very lack of compassion while he was, because we got into the R. Kelly trial. And I understand all aspects. I understand all aspects. There were people up there that defended R. Kelly adamantly. There were those that didn't. There were those that were indifferent. So then we have Willie D. Are we delusional, baby? Because Willie D said he got assaulted in the club. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. I got what you need if you. That's enough. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Got what you need if you're in the getting. So Willie D said that from time to time he like to take it back to the hood. He said, I'm from the hood. So from time to time when I go out, I like to take it back to the hood, and I ain't mad at him. And it didn't shock me when he said it. I could see that. So he in the club, and a chick comes up to him, and she noticed that he really deep, and she begins to introduce herself and speak to him and everything like that. And she begins to get up close and personal with this man in a way that made him feel assaulted, like she was in his personal space too much and touched him and wound up kissing him on his neck. But we don't want to think a man is assaulted because a man is cool, and that uh, one of his one of his followers, one of his subscribers, made a comment that I'd have just let her kiss me. I think Willie D stopped her from kissing her. He said he wanted to call the cops. That's how much uncomfortable she made him feel. He wanted to call the cops, but he didn't. He said, I'm going to let her have this one. We don't look at men like that. We don't even look at little boys being molested. Emmed? Am I supposed to be saying emmed? I think I heard him say molested. I think it's R that I'm not supposed to say. But I'm trying to get all of this lingo and everything right. For all the platforms, because they all got some things and some stuff. But YouTube, I ain't trying to get docs on YouTube. Assault happens to little boys, and it should not be taken lightly, whether it's a man that assaults him or a woman, because when assault happens to little boys, their psyches break. And if it's a family member, I can imagine it's even worse. But we won't even give R. Kelly that. We won't even give him that. I ain't trying to get the man out of jail. I'm saying his sister assaulted him. And we think he was just supposed to be okay because he was a boy. He was a boy. He wasn't even a man. He wasn't a man, Buddha. He was a boy. I am a boy. Oh, I'm on one. Get him on one. Okay. Anywho. But are we delusional to think that assault on a little boy is any less than on a little girl? Are we delusional to think that a father shouldn't be apologizing in the afterthought? I'm glad he did apologize. But if we work on balance, shadow, root, anema, if we work on balance, if we desire any chain to be broken, any healing to be brought, if we work on balance, we'll get somewhere. We will get somewhere. Like and share, like and share. I am out of your hair. Sylvie the Rough Edge Lady said, catch you, and when I see you, glad you was with me, and I'm out. I'm out, Facebook.